Hello, 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 everybody. Hi. So my name is Eve. This is Eve's Creations Paint Party. It's Friday night. What? Oh, yeah. So doing mountain, oceans, landscape in the house. And say hello if you're painting with us tonight. Let me know if you're new painting with us tonight. And let me know if anyone's painting with us tonight. So hello, everybody. And let's give props to who. Here he is. He's lounging. He's a loungy boy. Yes, he is. Let me show you my handy dandy table. Alrighty, so you know what we're working with tonight. Same colors every single party. We got the black, the yellow, the red, the blue, the white. Okay, and the weapons this evening in the house. Big boy. He's a 1-inch flat. We have Tiny. He is a small round brush. Notice how he's bent? That's because he was sitting in the cup too long. That's what happens when you let them sit in the cup. The bottom of the cup actually presses against the bristles. So don't be like me. Don't let them sit in the cup forever. We have a small fluffy brush. Okay, we have that's the medium. We have a large fluffy brush. And, of course, we have Mini-Me. He is a small shader, okay? So you have him in your water. You swirl to clean them. More you swirl, cleaner it gets. Tap on the side. Dab on your paper towel. You want your bristles to be wet but not dripping. And, of course, we've got the Java. Very important. Most important thing on the table. So, there you have it. So, Gloria is here. Hello, Gloria. How you doing, sweetheart? Sandy, first time here. Everybody give a warm Eve's Creations welcome to Sandy. What? Hi, artist. How are you doing, lovey? How you doing, sweetheart? Tina B's in the house. What's going on, guys? Hello. Thank you, Tina B. Thank you, artists, for the stars. Hello, Cindy. So, artists just shared stars. They're a way to send support, and they're a penny each. So you know what you're dealing with. Pamela's in the house. Yoli is hanging out with us. Yoli's new to the fam. Everybody give Yoli a warm Eve's Creations welcome. Okay, and Panda Pants, how you doing, sweetheart? Hi, how are you? What's going on? Haven't seen you in a minute. Yes, okay. So I have Gloria, Sandy's new to us, Tina B, Cindy, Pamela, Yoli is, I hope I'm saying that right, sweetheart, and Panda Pants, Marcia in the house. Oh, yeah. Hello, Marcia. Yes, Tina B. So those of you that follow me regularly, been doing this make-em-ups habit. And, I went with blue. I'm not really sure because we were doing the ocean tonight, so I'm not really sure if I like it. It's a bit dramatic for me. But who knows? See, so I have the blue on with the blue eyeliner, and then like sparkles are in there. So I'm saying it right. Excellent, Gloria. Thank you so much for the stars. You guys are amazing. Let me put you in your handy dandy holder so you can get a good look at what we're painting tonight. All right, and go over a few things with you. So while more people pop on, bag it up. I got to bag it up so you can see the whole thing. Okay, so I am working on a 16 by 20 canvas. I have it 16 this way, 20 straight across. Doesn't matter. Thank you so much, Yoli. Doesn't matter what you're working on. As long as you're in the general area of your canvas that I am in, you are going to be fine. I cannot show you both at once what we're working towards and the work in progress. So if you need a reference, screenshot it, 6,000%. I will refer to it. I will bring it back into the picture, and if you guys need to see it again, I'll grab it real quick, but I can't show it to you at the same time. So get yourselves ready, Freddy Spaghetti. I got you guys in your holder. We're going to be starting in a minute or two. Thank you, everybody, for the stars already. Really warms my heart. I really appreciate it. Support is via PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. I think the PayPal link is posted. All my replays are always, always, always available on my YouTube page. I will share that link with you guys now. Okay, so this way you have it in case you need to catch the replay. And I will share my Venmo link with you now in case that's what you guys deal with. So the PayPal link is part of the chat already. I don't know, it's going to pop up whenever. But anyway, and also all my videos are always kid friendly. So I'm going to try to watch this thing. And you guys try to watch comments. And we'll be all set. Okay? All right. Woohoo! I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited. We haven't done a landscape in a good minute, right? It's been a while. I know you guys asked me for them, and, you know, I try, wait, I gotta take you out of your handy-dandy holder. Hold on. All right, so last week, Butters was scared, right? So he was in my space, but now check him out, right? Here he is. He's exactly where I need to be. Hey, buddy. Butters. Butters, hey, you teaching the class tonight? Are you going to teach the class tonight? Is that what's going on here? I can't with him. He is like right in my spot. Oh my goodness, I just can't. Oh, thank you, Tina B. I appreciate that. All right, now back to business. Back to business. Back to business. Butters, you have to move, sweetie. All right. So I got you guys in your handy dandy holder. Let's move you up a little bit. There we go. And here I am. And there we are. And let's get started. All right. So take this away, and it's the almighty blank canvas. It's so scary, but we're gonna hit it with the almighty brushes. Yes we are, and we're gonna do amazing things, that is for sure. All right, so I'm gonna start off with Big Boy. Deb is going to listen in and maybe paint this weekend. That sounds amazing, Deb. I already posted the YouTube link, and also it's available on my page. You guys already know that. So, I'm missing something. There it is. Okay, so we're going to get started. I'm going to start with Big Boy and blue and white paint. And, you know, as we're painting, guys, if you have any... you never painted on this big of a canvas? Deb, bigger is actually easier. Bigger is actually easier. So if you're just starting out painting, I do highly suggest that you start out on an 11 by 14 or a 16 by 20, because bigger is definitely easier. Tina B can attest to that. When you're doing your details, you have more room for error. You have more error. Where am I from? Error. Error. Now I sound like Butters. So don't be scared. All right, blue and white. Okay, blue and white. And we're going to add in our sky. We're going to add in our sky. Okay, so you're going to go about halfway down with this. You're going to go about halfway down with this. So you're just going to fill this in. Boop, 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 boop. And you don't want it too light blue, because if you're going to be doing your clouds, you want a little bit of contrast. You know, if you're too light blue, then your clouds being white, you're not going to be able to see them. And, you know, we want to see them. You did all that work to put them in there. So we want to be able to see them. So we're going to take this about halfway down. And we're very simply going across. And you want to make sure that you smooth the paint out so it's not thick and globby. Okay, this way it dries nice and even. And you don't have any big wet, mushy areas, right? So nice and smooth, nice and thin. If you want it to be really soft, you can, the more you brush over it, the softer it's going to get, the more blended together it's going to get. If you like the separation of color, you just put it on and keep it moving. That's all you do. Okay, 6,000%. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, guys. So, you know, as we're live, if you have any questions for me, 6,000% ask them. This is your time, guys. This is your time to, you know, find out any information you need. Some of you are just beginners, and that is totally okay. There is no dumb questions, okay? So I'd rather you ask me than try to do something, trying to figure it out, and then you get yourself frustrated, and then you don't create anymore. That's like the worst process ever, you know? So just ask me. It's okay. So I'm pulling Big Boy nice and flat, and I'm pulling him right across this. I'm pulling him right across this. I do, Linda. Hello, Linda. How you doing, sweetheart? Hi, Diane. Hello, Diane. Diane's in the house. Everybody give a warm Eve's Creations welcome to Linda. She's new to the fam. I do sell my paintings, hon. I sell all of my paintings. So if you're ever interested in one of my originals, on my Facebook page, right at the beginning is send me a message. Hello, Michelle. How you doing? So you just send me a private message through Facebook, and we could discuss the details of whatever painting you might be interested in. And I could also customize them. So this way, you know, if you want a name or a saying or something added, I could also do that too. So, Fluffy, large Fluffy. I'm going to smush them out, and get them nice and fluffy. Oh, yeah. So, we're going to do clouds, guys. Time for clouds. Time for clouds. So, because we want to do this while this is still wet. Thank you so much for the stars, Michelle. You're amazing. Hello, sweetheart. So white paint. So I'm grabbing out of that blue white here. So white paint, and I'm gonna smash to get it into my bristles, and so I don't have a lot of paint on my brush. And we're just gonna swirl, guys. We're just gonna swirl. Okay. So you can you're just going to swirl your brush like this. And with it being nice and wet, most of it's going to blend out. And that's what we want, because it's easier to do clouds when your paint is wet, because you get the shadow colors in there, and you don't have to work at putting them in there. So this is going to blend out on you, and that is totally okay. Hi, Kelly. How you doing, lovey? Kelly's in the house. Yeah, so I am just doing these swirling motions like that. And, I got something on my floor. I don't know what it is. Something dripped all over my floor. I think it's paint, but I don't know what it is. I just happen to look down in front of the camera stand, and I see all this stuff on the floor. Unless I swirl tap dab a little exuberant. Maybe I splashed that right all over the place. So we're doing clouds, people. Let's do our clouds. Okay, so I'm just putting in little puffs, and we want it to blend out. We want it nice and soft. Okay, and then on the other side, clouds on the other side. Alright, and you can make your clouds as big as you want, as small as you want. You don't have to do clouds at all. Now this side's more dry. See how much brighter it is than that side? So you want to just keep softening that out. And if you notice, I'm just doing sweeping motions in a circular way. And I am just softening all this out. Okay, so that's all you want to do. And every time you see me leave the canvas, I'm grabbing more paint, and then I'm smushing it into the brush. I'm not cleaning my brush. I'm not cleaning it. I'm just grabbing more paint, And I'm basically just smushing until the paint disappears. And let's bring this guy in a little bit to meet up with his friend on the other side. Hello, 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 Carolyn. How you doing, sweetheart? Everybody give Kelly a warm Eve's Creations welcome. I think you're new, aren't you, Kelly Murray? I think you're new. I'm not really sure. Are you new? You might be new. Okay, so I'm cracking myself up because whenever I create a landscape, I go right into Bob Ross mode. I do. Okay, so we're gonna let those dry a minute. I'm gonna put Fluffy in the water. I'm gonna take Big Boy back out. I'm gonna take Big Boy back out, and I'm just gonna dab him. I don't need to make him nice and clean. I'm just going to put in the blue of where the ocean is, so I don't have to worry about getting all the blue out of them. I don't like to clean if I don't have to. If I don't have to. Oh no, Carolyn! Everybody give Carolyn warm healing wishes. Sorry you're not feeling well, sweetheart. That sounds very, very intense. That's what that sounds. Very intense. Okay, so I'm just grabbing blue and I'm grabbing white. And I'm putting in the base of where the ocean's going to be. And I'm going to have it a little darker than my sky. A little darker than my sky. And we're going to, going to go a little bit past halfway. And you want to put this in so this is at an angle. Or, well, the original actually had the angle going this way. So it's really up to you. It's your ocean. It's whatever you want it to be. I think I don't know. I think for tonight I'm actually going to angle it the other way. Have it go smaller as it goes back. The original has it angled to where it's longer in the back, but I think I want to angle it this way. See, that's the best part about creating. You could change whatever you do. It's fine. 6,000%. So I'm just getting this onto my canvas. It doesn't really matter which way or how it's going. Alright, so those of you wondering what I'm talking about is on the original, this is kind of angled like that. See that? So, but on this one, I have it angled like this. So we're going to do that. I don't know. I just want to do that tonight. So that's what we're doing. It's my world. I can create what I want, right? Just like you guys can create what you want in your world. Ooh, this blue is sick. Like, it is... I don't know. I don't know if I like it or not. It's very dramatic. It's very dramatic. I don't know. I love the color. I just don't know if I like it on my face. You guys tell me. You tell me if you like it on my face or not. Okay, so we're gonna angle that out. All right, now we're gonna turn around, and we need brown. Brown. You guys ready? You ready for the brown magic? Right. So what are we grabbing? We're grabbing yellow. We're grabbing red. I need more white paint. So let me go get some more white paint. And need some of that going on. So, and my brush is dirty. It still has the blue in it. That's fine. We're okay with that. Hi, Robert. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, Linda. How you doing, sweetheart? Tina, is your hubby watching us? He's on roll call. You're on roll call, honey. Hello, Linda. All right, so red, yellow. You're going to get an orange. I'm going to add white to that. Jeez, I'm making a mess. It's like messy week. I made a mess on Tuesday, too. And you're going to get a peach. Okay, and then you're going to turn around. You could either add black or blue to it. I'm going to add black to it this time. So we're going to add some black. And if it's looking to purple, you add more yellow. If it's looking to green, you add more red. And we got ourselves a nice light tan color. Okay? That's cool. So I'm going to take this nice light tan color and I'm going to come off the edge of my ocean here. And I'm just going to fill this in. I'm going to fill this part in right here. Okay? And we're just getting paint on the canvas. So it really doesn't matter what's going on just yet. All right? It really doesn't matter what's going on just yet. Okay? And if you got a little excited with your ocean and you want to make it step back a little bit, okay? So you can go into where your ocean is. Right? And it's picking up some of that blue into my beachy area, and I'm kind of digging it. I'm kind of digging it. So I'm going to move my ocean back a little bit, and I'm picking up some of that blue to go into my sand. So that's really kind of cool. Okay, so, and we're going to fill it in that way. All right, so I'll give everybody a chance to catch up, Mustard, because I totally just did a ton of stuff in like 2 minutes. And hello, Betty. How are you doing, sweetheart? Glad you found us. Lisa B's in the house, everybody. Lisa B is here. Oh, yeah. Lisa B is in the house. That's what I'm talking about. So, I'll give everybody a chance to catch up, Mustard. And we're going to go back to Fluffy and add the highlights on our clouds. That's going to be the next step. So, Fridays, we got a lot of Fridays coming up. And we got a lot of things set up for our Fridays coming up. So, while you guys are catch-up mustering, I'm gonna let me grab those real quick, and I can show you what's coming up. All right, so next Friday is our butterflies and dandelions. Late dinner, that's okay. Butterflies and dandelions coming up next Friday. We practiced dandelions on Tuesday. We're going to do butterflies next Tuesday. And then you guys are going to be all set to be able to paint this, okay? So butterflies and dandelions are coming up. And then right after that, we have our very pretty sunset tree making the heart. Thank you, Betty. So we have, and you guys can put anything you want on your swing. You can put a puppy, a kitty. You know, you don't have to have a boy and a girl. It's fine. But this is coming up the following Friday. So really, really cool. Sunset Love. And then the Friday after that, I posted it last night. You guys got the peek. So here it is in real time. We have our hibiscus and hummingbird. Thank you, Betty. Thank you. Thank you. So I made it. This is on a 10 by 20 canvas. I'm trying to be, Lisa B. I really am trying to be. So this is on a 10 by 20 canvas, guys. So if you're out and you want to pick one up, do so. I'm going to teach it on a 10 by 20 canvas. And I did it because I'm getting a little creative with you guys. I think you guys are going to like this. Yeah, you have that size? Oh, cool, Lisa B. So we're going to put all this beautiful stuff right here. And then you have room to put a saying, or maybe just write welcome, or maybe you want to put like hello spring, or whatever you want. So we're leaving this side open so you guys can get creative and put a saying in for yourself. Okay, so that's why I did it like this. I figured we can have fun with this one and you can get creative, and that's why it's on a 10 by 20. And we have this whole side, and you guys can fill it in with whatever you like. Or like Lisa V saying, you know, you could add butterflies if you want to add butterflies to it. You can add another hummingbird if you want. You can do whatever your little heart desires. Hello, 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 Amy. You got kicked off and now you're back? Okay, I'm glad you're back, sweetheart. Alright, that being said, we gotta do fluffy and we gotta put highlights on our clouds. Okay, so swirl, tap, dab, fluffy. We're gonna mash them. I'm gonna grab that white paint from before. I'm gonna smash, smash, smash. And with a very light touch, we're gonna go in and we're gonna add our highlights to our clouds. Okay, so you just wanna do a very light sweeping motion. And, you know, now, there is a how-to clouds video out there that I did using all sorts of tools. All sorts of nifty little things. We had fun that night, right, fam? All sorts of nifty things on how to make clouds. So, if you don't have a fluffy brush... Alright, bye, Deb. Nice. Glad you stopped in, sweetheart. If you don't have a fluffy brush, I do sell them in my kits. But if you don't have one and you can't do a kit right now, there's a how-to video, clouds. Excuse me, on we do clouds using all sorts of stuff, right? We used paper towel, we used like makeup pads, we used all sorts of brushes. We just had a lot of fun with that. It was a very fun night. So I am just sweeping these highlights in, and then I'm giving them a little with no paint's left on my brush. See that? And I'm just coming in and I'm just softening it out even more. There's no paint on my brush and I'm just doing light sweeps over everything. Now I'm grabbing more paint and I want to hit this guy right there. Okay. Thank you, Betty, for the stars. I appreciate that, sweetheart. Okay, now we're going to do this guy over there. And, you know, you just want to make sure that you don't lose your dark areas. Remember, I said if we do it wet, we get those without even trying. So now that you're putting, I just grabbed more paint. Now that you're, see how much paint's on here? Hardly any. There's hardly any paint on there. Very little amounts of paint, guys. Hello, Vanessa. How you doing, sweetheart? Hello, hello, hello. I think Vanessa's new, guys. If you're new, let me know you're new. We'll give you a warm Eve's Creations family. Welcome. Welcome to the fam. So, very, 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 very little paint. Very, very, very little. And just grab some more. And when you're putting this on, you don't want to lose those dark areas. You don't want to lose those dark areas. So make sure that you don't get happy. Vanessa says she can't wait to do the hummingbird, right? It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I might do a how-to before that one. I might do a how-to Tuesday I don't know, on maybe the hibiscus. Maybe we'll do the how-to on the hibiscus, or we can do a how-to on the hummingbird. This way, when Friday rolls around, you already kind of know how to paint one. You guys let me know. You let me know if you want to do a how-to. Do you want to do the hummingbird or the hibiscus? Like, let me know. Okay, so I'm going to wipe off the excess paint on my brush. No paint now. No paint. Betty's looking forward to the hummingbird too. Sweet. Yeah, he's really cool. It's actually, my sister just moved and she wants, she wanted a sign with the hummingbird. So I figured, you want a how-to on the hummingbird? Alright, I can do that. I can totally do that. So, no paint on my brush and I'm softening these out. Alright, so next we're going to do our mountains. We got to grab a big boy for that. Okay, and I finished all my coffee, so I need a drink. Let me grab my, you know what I'm grabbing, right guys? You know what I do by now. Oh, that coffee was good. You guys ever make a coffee and it's just like perfect? It's like the perfect temperature, the perfect flavor. That was what that was. It's probably why I finished it in 2 seconds flat. Got my soda. So, how to hummingbird. You got it, Betty. We got that. Alright, so swirl tap dab, big boy. And I want you to swirl tap dab your fluffy brush. Okay, so swirl tap dab your fluffy brush or whatever you have to do soft things. And we're going to leave him on the side. Alright? And we're going to swirl tap dab big boy. We're going to swirl tap that big boy, and we're going to go right into our brown. And you're going to make your mountains. Okay, so I got to look at the original one to see how I painted it. Alright, so I'm going to go into that brown that I made before. Now, the thing with brown is you have to own it. Like, you got, like, if you play with it too much, it's actually going to lift off of the canvas. So you kind of have to own what you're doing. And at a certain point, leave it alone. Okay, so we're going to start our mountains. And they're going to, see this little space I left? I left that for a reason. So you're going to start your mountains above that. Okay, into your clouds. So see how the mountains are above the halfway mark in the painting? Okay, and into the clouds. So that's how you're going to do that. Alright, so you want to start off with your tall guy. And we're just going to make a triangle. And we're going to fill it in. Okay? And when you get to this point, you just want to sweep back and forth. Don't grab any more paint to fill it in. I'm just spreading around the paint that I had on here. Is it still kind of see-through? Absolutely. So when you get to this point, you just want to fluff. And then take this brush and you're going to follow the direction of your mountain and you're going to soften all this out right here. Okay? You're going to soften all of that out right there. Alright? So, it's a little bit of a process, but that's what you're going to do. I'm going to wipe that brush off and I'm going to grab some more brown paint. And one lives, so this way with that softened. Hello, April. Everybody, April got a brush set. What? Oh, yeah. It hit the mail yesterday. So exciting. Okay, so you soften that out, and then you can put in, now we're going to go into this area. So now you can put in your little guy, and see how it looks like there's mist behind him? Okay, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to pull this out, following the direction of your mountain. Okay, you're going to pull that out, and then you're going to soften. And you want to soften doing like sweeps into the mountain. Okay? That's what we're doing. Now we're going to add another guy. Right in here. Alright, another triangle. I'm going to pull this down. Pull this down. Alright, I'm following the direction of my mountain. Pulling this all down. Doing a little back and forth here. And you can't stay on. You're painting a Luna moth with your... Oh, how awesome, April. Thank you so much for popping on and saying hi, though. Hello, sweetheart. And we're going to soften. Alright, so grabbing more brown with big boy, come over here, put in our other little mountain area that's right there. Swoop, you know I'm getting a swoop in here. Swoop, swoop that down. Okay, fill it in, following the direction of the mountain, and soften. Okay, soften, 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 soften. And you know, notice I'm like sweeping up into the mountain and then pulling down. And I'm following the direction of the mountain. Okay, so that's what you want to do. Alright, and we're just going to do this process all the way across. Okay, so then we have another one. We have another one that's right here. let's put him in. Right, we're going to give him a sharp angle. And fill it in. Very little paint. Very little paint. Everything is still swoop, tap, and dab. You got it, April. Very little paint. Everything is still see-through. We're cool with that. Okay, we're just putting in the soft areas. We're putting in our base coat. That's all we're doing. And we've got the other guy in the back, and he's a big one like this guy. Alright, so we're going to come through here and whoop, put the big guy in. And let's give him a little notch. Alright, so it goes down like this. And let's give him a little notch. And then pull him down. You're going to watch later beach scenes of your favorite. Okay, Elizabeth, that sounds good, sweetheart. Fill it in. Back and forth motion. Alright, let's put this back in front. So pull him across this way. And soften. And soften. Okay. So, I'll put Fluffy in the water. I'm going to put Big Boy in the water. And we're going to swirl tap that Big Boy. And what I want you to do is you're going to grab a little bit of blue. And then your brown. And I'm going to dab over here. And on your beach, where the beach meets the water, I want you to zigzag zoom this. So you get a nice dark bluish brown color coming off from your water. Okay, and as you move further back, you want to make this area smaller. So I'm going to zigzag zoom this on my beach next to my water. And as I move up, I'm going to make it smaller and smaller. Okay? So, and then I'm just going to do a nice light sweep. So it runs into the water. Just like that. And then, after I'm done with that, I'm going to wipe my brush off. Right? Now, wiping your brush off is key with a lot of things, and a lot of people kind of skip that step. So, you know, make sure your ears kind of perk up when I say wipe my brush off, because that one, I'm laughing at my eyeshadow. I was like, whoa. So make sure your ears kind of perk up when I say that, because it's kind of important. Like, you don't have to clean all the time, but wiping it off winds up being a thing. Okay, so kind of like, you know, pay attention when I say that. I'm going to grab some of the original brown, just a tiny little bit. See how flat my brush is? See that? And I'm going to turn around, and on the front area, not back here, because this is supposed to be darker, on the front area here, I'm just going to zigzag zoom some of the lighter brown in now. And is it going to blend out? Yes. But it's going to make the blue area look a little lighter. And I'm going to zigzag zoom. So here, there, not everywhere. You want to keep shadow areas. And then I'm going to stop doing it when I hit the back part. Okay? So we just wanted some lighter areas. I'll give you a close-up of what I did. Okay. Close-up! Hi, everybody. See? See the light areas? And see how less and less and less and less until it got to the dark right there? That's what you want to do. Okay. So, back to our mountains. Alright. So what you want to do, let me show you the original so I can explain this to you. I'm going to explain, and then you're going to do it. Okay? So I'll explain, and then you're going to do it. So there's dark areas. See? And then there's the light areas. And if you notice, all of my brush strokes are following the shape of the mountain, and then you put in, where they meet, you put in these little ridged lines, this little ridged line, like, you see how it's kind of there, and then this is going into there, to make it look rocky, all right? So that's what we're going to do now. And I'm going to start off with our dark areas. So I'm going to grab that brown from before, and you want to take your fluffy brush out in case you need to do some fluffing if you get a little paint happy and it gets a little too thick. So make sure you have your fluffy brush on the side. And I'm going to grab my black, and I'm going to grab the brown. Okay, and there's my water brown right there, so I'm just going to mix it right on top of that so some of the blue gets in there. And I want this to be, I'm not going to over mix. You want the separation of color on your brush. You just want to make sure you're getting a darker brown. Okay, so the separation, see all the colors on there, how it's all separated? Just do a few dabs and then leave it alone. Leave it alone. And I'm going to come up here to this guy, and I'm just going to sweep. Okay, I'm just going to sweep like that. Nice and light touch. Nice and light. Very light touch. I'm going to churn it to get the edge. You could churn around and make some straight little points and things on the edge. Okay, and then I'm going to take my fluffy brush, and we're going to soften the bottom. Okay, we're going to soften the bottom. Alright, now let's do the other guy, this guy. Okay, so I'm going to take my brush, I'm going to put it on the edge. Let me give you a close-up of this. Okay, close-up. Alright, so there's the little guy, right? Here's the little guy right there. So we're going to turn around and take my brush with all these different colors, and I'm going to go to the top of him, and I'm going to sweep just like that. Okay, and I'm going to bring this down, do all these little sweeping things. Okay, and I'm going to soften. I'm just softening the bottom, that's all I'm doing. We're just softening the bottom, and you could do a little couple of sweeps up into your mountain too. Okay, now usually I like to jump back and forth. I'd be grabbing my lighter colors right now and doing the other side of the mountain, but I'm kind of trying to refrain from doing that, and we're going to do all the darks first. Alright, so let's do it. Okay, so black and brown, and dab, dab, dab my brush. Have the separation of color on there. And we're going to go to this guy now and put his back edge on. So I'm going to follow his edge, and I'm going to sweep. And we're going to, you know, you can make a couple little like jagged edge thingies going on, whatever you want. And we're going to bring that kind of down the whole center. And we're going to sweep this way. Light touch. I didn't grab any more paint. I didn't do anything special. And now I'm going to grab my fluffy brush, and we're going to soften. Okay, so guys getting the pattern here? And fluff upwards. Okay, next mountain. So the next mountain right here. So we're going to put in the dark, and I'm going to stop where the other mountain is. So this guy is just going to get a little bit of dark, because I'm stopping where the other one is. Bring it down into here a little bit, and soften. Do 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 do, da da da. We're making mountains. Oh yeah. Okay, so the other side, there's flipped. Now I'm flipping it around, and their shadows are going to be on this side. So I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to have this go straight this way now. And I'm going to bring this down, make a jagged little point there, and pull. Very lightly pull, and soften. And the other guy, the big guy doesn't really have the back edge to him. So, I mean, I have very little paint left on my brush, so I'm going to just sweep some darks into him just for the fun of it. But we don't see the other side of him. Okay, so that being done, now we're going to do the fronts with the highlighted part. So, I'm going to wipe off my brush. And I'm going to grab my white paint. And I'm going to grab the white paint that has all this mess going on right here. Okay? Because all that mess is what's in the colors of our mountain anyway. I'm going to grab my white paint. And I'm going to grab my brown. And I'm going to do some dabs. Okay? And wipe it off a little bit so it's not globby. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side, on the flip side. Alright, so we're going to start over here. Let me show you the close-up on the little guy. Close-up, and then we'll do the rest of them. Okay, so, and this is where you get to pick who is in front of who and who is, like, behind who. So this guy, he's going to be in front of everybody. He's winning the race. Hi, Cynthia. How you doing, sweetheart? Cynthia's being a watcher. Oh, yeah. Hi, Cynthia. So, he's going to be in front. So, guess what I get to do? I get to go like this. I get to go, shwoomph. And now he's in front of everybody. You like that? All right. Now, I'm going to very light touch. And I'm going to go along this edge that I made here with all these little nooks. All these little nooks. Okay? And we're just going to pull this out a little bit more. Very light touch. And soften. And soften it out. And then you want to do a couple little lifts in this way. Okay? And there you go. Tina B, remember when I did the snowy mountain and you kind of like, I'm going to extend this out a little bit more. Because I don't know if my tree line's going to cover it. And remember when we did the snowy mountain? That was fun. Alright, so that being said, now you can do the rest of them and it's the same way. The same way. Yes, it is. Alright, I'm going to put you guys all the way out so you can see all of them all at the same time. And let's put these in. Okay, so same process, same thing. And then you could also change direction a little bit. And you don't want to go all the way to the bottom because that's where you're going to soften. That's where you're going to soften. Oh, I had you did it on mixed media paper, Lisa V, and you painted a volcano just a little bit ago. This is beautiful so far. Thank you, Cynthia. So I had some dark brown that was still wet. You see that? But you know what? I kind of like it. It kind of looks like it's I'm just going to soften it out a little bit. It's kind of creating a shadow for me on the other guy, so I'm living for it. I'm a-living for it. Okay, sweep up. Okay, and fix this a little bit there. Alright, moving right along. Moving right along. Shvoop. Do 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 do. Dot 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 dot. You guys got this now? You got the process? You feeling what I'm putting down? You picking up what I'm putting down here? You guys got it? So sweeps upwards. Alright, good. Got it? Get it? Good. Alright. And put this guy in. He's beating everybody. So I'm going to put him in front of everybody. And soften. Da, 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 da. And if you're trying to soften and nothing's happening, just put a dab of paint there. And then you could soften. Okay? So if you're trying to soften and nothing's really happening for you, that's okay. You just put a little dab of paint there, and you can get it to work out. This guy, oh, he's on this side. Swoop. Pull it in. Do a couple little things going on here. And soften. And now the big guy is gonna just sweep some stuff in here. Doop and doop and doop and doop and doop. A little dab will do ya. That's right, Lisa V. A little dab will do ya. And we got this, and I'm gonna pull that up, just like that, and soften. Okay, soften this whole big guy out, and I'm gonna grab a little bit of just the black and the brown, and I'm gonna put in a couple little more defined pieces because this guy's looking a little blah. So we're just going to put in a little bit of something going on this guy. Soften it out. And I'm going to cut this better. So if you need to go back in and cut some of where you did the dark areas better, because doing the softening kind of, you know, muted them out a bit, you can easily go back in and just cut some of those areas back in. Okay? So if you lost some of it, like this guy that was wet, you just cut those back in. Just cut those back in. Alright, so, and now I'm going to wipe off my brush, and I'm going to grab, with a dirty brush, I'm going to grab just white. Small amount, see that? Very small amount. And I'm going to go on the edges of these and add the just white. So I'm going to go on the edge of this and just pull. Very little white. Just on the edge. That's all. So I'm going to grab a little bit more white, see? And I'm going to go on the edge of this one and I'm going to pull. And when I pull, I kind of lift it up so it just does a little sweep. So once we're done playing with our mountains, we're going to do our ocean. We're going to play with our ocean, and we're going to play with our little foliage line that we have. And you guys are going to be all set. So you see me playing here. I don't have much paint on my brush, so I'm just kind of doing little dab pieces in there, here and there, not everywhere. Very little paint on my brush, and I'm just going right on the edge with the first stroke, and I'm pulling it in, sweeping it in, and then I just do maybe follow this edge down a little bit, and I'm just kind of sweeping it in. I have like hardly any paint on my brush, and I'm just going here, there, not everywhere with it. Right? See? Very little paint, guys. And putting it here, putting it on this edge, right there. And then I'm just going to do like a little flicky flicks. Little flicky flicks. Okay, and like I said, here, there, not everywhere, because you don't want to cover up everything you just worked hard to get. Okay? You don't want to cover up everything you just worked really hard to obtain. So I'm going to put it there. I'm going to put it right on this ridge. And I'm going to flick this downwards. Make a few little jagged things going in there. And then I'm going to sweep that up. And I want to soften this out. And I'm going to grab my dark and put that going upwards. Okay. This guy on the end is being a little tricky. He's being a little tricky dude. Alright. Leave him alone. Leave it alone, Eve. Yell at me. Tell me to leave it alone. Alright. I'm leaving it alone. All right, guys, ketchup, mustard. Let's do some roll call. We're going to use fluffy brush. We're going to do our foliage line. And then we're going to turn around and do our ocean. And we're going to be all set tonight. So you guys got this 6,000%. It's a couple of different steps, but you can totally handle it. And there's the close-up of the little white lighter sweeps there. Okay, so you guys can totally do it. Hello, Bonnie. How you doing, sweetheart? Thank you so much, Bonnie, for the stars. You're awesome. Soda time. I was working hard just then. You guys had me working hard. Right? It's not hard. You guys can do this. It's not hard. I'm just playing. It was just a lot of mountains to do. And I was like kind of over it after I showed you how to do it. I was like, oh, I still got to do all these. But that's okay. All right. So, notice that's why I jump around a lot. Because and that's probably why when I paint, usually when I paint, that's why I always jump between light and dark. All the time. Thank you so much, Bonnie, for the stars. Y'all warm my heart with your support, guys. Thank you so much for hitting the little stars button. And I didn't get new glasses. What I got was new eyeshadow. Hello, Donna. These are, I broke my glasses. These are actually really old. They're a really, really old pair. So, what I did do is this new shadow. And, I don't know. Jury's still out on this one. And, I need my donation haircut, guys. That's what I need to get done. And I've been putting off, Lisa, I've been being good and not cutting my own bangs. But now they're like to here, so I gotta clip them back. So you got my 5 head going on. It's not a 4 head. It's not a 4 head. It's a 5 head. Hello, Donna. How you doing, sweetheart? So, yeah, I saved this. This is a funny story. All right, guys, so I'll tell you. It's story time. All right, so I turn around, and let's woosah it out. Let's take a little stretch period here. Whew, because doing those mountains was intense. So I donated my hair last year, and I found a salon, and this woman in the salon, and sounds good, Lisa V. I'm doing good, Donna. I hope you're doing well. So I turned around, and I actually was smart enough. I saved the card for the salon, and I saved the woman's name, right? So that's like kudo points right there that I did all that. So I did all that, and then I turn around, and I need to get it cut again so I can donate it. It's definitely the length to be able to donate it, and I couldn't find the card, right? So I'm looking everywhere for this card, right? All my little spots of where I keep papers and all that happy stuff. So I finally find the card. It was in my wallet. So I finally find the card, right? And I call the number, and there's no answer. In fact, it did something weird. Thank you for tagging, Donna. So it did something weird, right? So I decided to go run errands the other day, and I was by Michael's, which is not a good idea. But anyway, that's where the salon was. So I drive over there. So after all that, knowing I need to get a haircut, spending a week of finding this card, the salon's not there anymore. It's not there anymore. So I did all of that effort for this hair. I have this folded over. So this is literally folded over. See, look, there's still more. I did all of that work, and it's not there anymore. So that just cracked me up. Because I literally pulled into the shopping center, and I was like, are you kidding me? So I thought that I figured I'd share that with you guys because it's pretty funny. Okay, we got to make green, and we're going to grab our medium fluffy. Thank you, Donna. I'm going to grab medium fluffy, and we're going to make green. So I want to grab a smidge of white, blue, and yellow. Okay, and we're going to dab, dab, dab. And I want it to be on the dark side, so I'm going to grab more blue. We definitely want it to be on the dark side, our green. So I'm grabbing more blue, and I'm grabbing more yellow. Okay, and we're just going to dab it in. And I'm going to take some of this excess paint off of my brush by smushing it into my palette here. Oops, now I got to wipe my brush off because I just put it in my black paint. So the salon wasn't specifically for donating hair. What happens is they cut my hair and I actually take it with me in a bag. So I'm carrying around my own hair. And I have a form that I saved on my phone to fill out. You fill it out, you print it out, and then you mail it in with your hair. And that's how it works. But the place I found, the charity that does this, it's not the well-known ones. The place I found takes 6 inches of hair. So you don't have to get the 10, 12 inches anymore that it used to be. Like literally you just have to have 6 inches worth of growth. And they accept that as a donation now. So that's the cool part. Alright, so I made this green. And I'm going to smush my brush in there. I had to wipe my brush off because I had black. And we're going to turn around and we're going to bounce it right across this line. And you don't want to bounce it so much that you lose your softness area. Okay? So we're going to just bounce this across. Up, down, all around, whatever. Little tiny bouncing. See, little tiny bounces, just like that. Oh, a friend you used to work with in a salon in Brooklyn moved to Manahawkin and opened a salon. Oh, yeah? Yeah, because I need to find somebody that, because, not for nothing, guys, and I'm not trying to put anybody down, but I found that there's kind of 2 different levels of being a hairdresser. And the one level is that they can give you a really nice cut. However, it's like a trim. And they're following the haircut you already have. And they're just trimming it up. Okay? So you already have a style in your hair. It just grew out. And they're able to trim it up. Then, you know, and they're good at that. But I noticed that not everyone is good at starting with a blank canvas. So when I get my hair cut, there is no now I'm just grabbing a microscopic amount of black and I'm putting dark areas in this. So there is no pre-cut to follow. So, and not all of them are good at when that's the situation. So I need to find a stylist that can create off of my blank slate canvas of hair, can create a cut, not just trim up an old cut. So I have found that there is a difference there with hairstylists. Some can turn around and give you the best haircut ever, but they're just following the cut that was already there. And some can actually create a style out of a blank canvas, out of the hair not already previously having a style to it. Some can color, not cut. Some can cut and not color. Your friend is a great hairdresser. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Hook me up with the info. Alright, so now that we have that in, we're going to take Big Boy and we got to put our land in back there. So I want to take that brown that I made. And I'm going to grab that dark brown that I made. Okay, so it's nice and dark. And we're going to zigzag zoom, guys. We're going to zigzag zoom. Okay, so we're going to zigzag zoom the land back here. So I'm going up and down and wiggling and zigzag zooming. And it's going to pick up some of the green that you just put down. That is fine, because that is going to actually create a shadow for you that you don't have to work at. And we're just going to zigzag zoom across. And then I'm just going to softly blend this down into my beach area, which I don't have any paint left, very little paint left on my brush, but I'm just going to take the excess and put it into my beach area here, and we're going to be all set. So now we're down to the ocean, guys. The ocean is fun and it's easy, and we're going to have a lot of fun with this. Okay, so you're going to take your fluffy brush. You're going to take your fluffy brush, and you want to make sure you have white paint. If it has blue in it, that's okay. But mostly white paint. And we're just going to fluff, guys. The way we fluff for the clouds, that's how we're going to fluff for the ocean. Okay, guys? So, fluffy brush. I'm using the larger one. Actually, haha, behave, Eve. Alright, Eve's going to behave. And I'm gonna actually clean out the little one. So I'm gonna be swirling here a minute. So with the swirling, let's do some roll call, because I haven't done any roll call yet tonight, and I'm super duper excited. We got a nice list. Gloria is in the house, and Sandy, her first time here. We got Artist, and Tina B, and Cindy, and Pamela, and Yoli, her first time here. And Panda Pants is hanging out with us. I haven't seen you in a good minute, love. Marsha, and Deb, and Diane, and Linda, and Michelle. Kelly, Carolyn, Linda, Robert, Tina's husband, he's creeping. Well, he didn't creep. He did say hello. We got Lisa V in the house, Betty and Amy and Vanessa, April, Cynthia, and Donna. And Bonnie. I missed you, Bonnie. We got Bonnie in the house. So, if I missed you, tell me I missed you, and I'll add you to the list. Okay, so we're gonna use. Hi, Carol. How you doing, lovey? So we're gonna use the small fluffy, because I'm gonna behave. So swirl, tap, dab. That small fluffy brush. We just put the foliage in. Hi, Sharon. Hello, 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 sweetheart. So, I love you being here too, Bonnie. Small fluffy, because we're behaving. White paint. Smash, smash, smash. Little fluffs. Little fluffs and little flicks. So I'm going to start in the back. These are going to be smaller, and then you make them bigger as you work your way forward. And they're going to go at an angle. So you're going to do all these little fluffs back in here. Just all these little fluffs back in here. Okay. And we're really not going to see much of that. And I'm going to grab some more paint. Very little paint. And now we're going to do our fluffs coming in at an angle. So see the original? See how they're all at an angle? They're all coming in this way. See my brush? The angle? Okay, so we just did this line of fluff in the background. And now we're going to do all these coming in. And you notice as they get closer, they're getting bigger. See how small those are? And then you get a little bit bigger as you're working your way in, okay? So we're going to turn around and do our, let me just put you right on the ocean area so you can see the whole entire thing. We're going to do our little fluffs right there. And I'm going to grab more paint. And we're going to do some more fluffs right here. A little bit bigger. And I'm just swirling my brush around. That is all I'm doing. I'm not doing anything special. Right now we are just getting the fluffs on. They could be see-through. It's a good thing. I'm kind of blending them out. I have no paint left on my brush, and I'm softening this all out. Okay? Making it nice and soft, letting that blue show through so we don't have to work on our shadows. Okay? And I'm just going to work my way forward. Making them bigger and bigger the closer that I get. Okay, bigger and big. Ooh, that was a lot of paint. See what happens when you grab too much paint? You see? See that? So what I'm going to do, so the fluffs, when I say fluffs, the fluffs are, I'm using a fluffy brush. So it is a stiff bristled, beat up brush that has its bristles going in every direction. Okay, so some people use a makeup brush, some people use a mop brush, it's called. So you want a brush that has its bristles going every which way. And then this way, when you paint with it, you can do fluff. That's fluff. Okay, so, and if you get too much paint like I just did, I wiped the paint off of my brush, and I am just going to move this around a little bit so it's not as thick and globby. Okay, so the fluffs is literally what this brush creates, fluffy pieces. So that's a fluff right there. So that's what I mean about fluffs. Okay, and I do put these brushes in my set. Yeah, these are all waves. Oh, I'm sorry, Sue. I totally missed your what your point of your question was. So these are the waves coming in. Let me show you the original. See the waves all coming in? That's what the fluffs are. The waves. Okay, grab more paint, and we're going to get one more in here. You're welcome, sweetie. So, and I'm going to split this. I'm going to do, now I'm going to switch to my bigger brush to do this guy, because he's like super duper big. Okay, and I'm also going to, and then we need the piece that's on the coastline here. So I'm going to switch to the small guy again. And we're going to do the coastline fluffs. Just like that. Alright, so now I'm going to take this fluffy brush and I'm going to grab yellow. And I'm going to tap it in. And here, there, not, and I'm going to grab a little bit of the green that I made before. I'm going to tap that in. Keeping it all separated on my brush. And here, there, not everywhere, we're going to go back to our tree line and put in some highlights. And I am just going to go here, there, not everywhere, and an extremely light touch. And I'm just going to pop in some lighter green tones. And also, where you put your landline, it's going to turn around and not have that look so straight across. So I will give you a close-up of this once I finish popping this all in here. Okay. Alright, here, there, not everywhere. You don't want to lose the dark that you put in. And then I'm going to give you a close-up of this all the way down the line. Okay? Close-up. Alright, so, see? All the way down. Here, there, not everywhere. See how you can still see the shadow and the lighter colors. And it also hides where you put the landline in. And you just take it all the way down. Okay? So that's how you do that. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we got to add a shadow under our fluffs or the waves. And I'm going to grab Mini Me. He is a small shader. When you do landscapes, you wind up grabbing a lot of brushes, right? You got all these brushes that do all these different things. So I'm grabbing a small shader brush, and I'm going to grab just my blue. And again, I'm going to tap it off so it doesn't have excess on it. And I'm going to come in here, and you want to do arching, right? Because all these waves arch. Okay, so I'm going to come back in. I'll put you just on the water again so you can see what I'm doing. So underneath your fluffs, you're going to turn around and put in this shadow moment going on. And then I'm going to just zigzag zoom this, still leaving it a curve. Because that one's going to be dark because he's all the way in the back. So I kind of just filled him in. And then I'm going to fill in back here. This is going to be really dark. So I'm just tapping to fill that in. Right? And grab some more paint. The water, I made a darker blue. Like the first coat, I made a darker blue than the sky. So it's a little darker than the sky. It looks kind of the same in the camera, but it is a little darker in the ocean. Okay, so just the blue paint. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to, here, there, not everywhere. We're going to put the shadow line. And you could bring the arch all the way down and through. But like I said, here, there, not everywhere. And you're going to do this to where it's arching. And you're going to add this blue. So the blue, and I do a little zigzag zoom action if you want to. And we're going to add all these little shadow areas into our water. Grabbing more paint. And I'm going to come in here. Add the shadow under here. Okay, just going to go down the line of my fluffs. And then we're going to, I'm going to zigzag zoom this. To blend it in. Grabbing more blue. Coming to this area. Okay, I'm going to add some of these in here. This little spot right there, because the rest is fluffs. And zigzag zoom. Zigzag zoom in, you know, into the shadow and back out again. Okay. And we're going to go back to Fluffy, and you want clean white paint. So I'm going to go back to small Fluffy. I got to get all the yellow out of them. And we're going to do some of the flyaway pieces. So, see these guys right here? These little flyaway, where is it? Where is one? Could help if I found one. See the flyaway piece? How it's flying upwards? So, we're going to put those in. I'm going to show you how to do the suds on the beach. And then we have one final detail for the ocean, and we're going to be all set. What? Yes, and you guys can play with this. You know, the more layers you add, the better it's going to look. So, you know, you could always go back in and add more dark areas into your mountains. You can add more fluff to your clouds if you want to. So, you definitely have room to play if you want to play further. And everything is a little bit of paint and fluffing and not doing anything nutty. Okay, so I'm going to give you a close-up on how I do this. And then you guys can fill in your water any way you want to. Okay, so I got white paint on Fluffy, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to add some lighter areas just like we did the sky. like that. So this is the wave falling forward. Okay? Now I'm going to grab some white paint and I want to do a splash up. So let's say right here it's splashing upwards. So you want to do pieces that are going up. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you can see that. There we go. Okay, so then you want to do pieces that are going up. So you have the pieces that are following. And when you do this, you want to kind of go over your little shadow line here so it becomes under the fluffy area. Alright, so you have your pieces following, coming in like that. And you leave back here dark. Don't make that all bright white, because that's in the background. It's going to be darker. So you can do a splash up. So let me do another splash up right here. You can see it better. And I'm just taking my brush and flicking it upwards. That's all I'm doing. And then I just connect it into the wave a little bit. Okay, so that is a splash up, and then the rest, you turn around, and here, there, not everywhere. You don't want to lose your shadows. You don't want to lose your dark. Like, see how I have a nice shadow right here? So I'm just going to turn around, and here, there, not everywhere, put in some brighter white. And let's do another splash up. Okay, so maybe there's a rock right here underneath this wave. Okay, and then so back in, you could do back in here a little bit, but just not a lot, because it shouldn't be bright. And the more layers you do with this, the brighter it's going to get. Okay, so I am just curling these in, making some bigger areas in the wave, you know, making them not so stripy, so I'm adding some larger areas. I'm doing little flicks so it splashes. Okay. Maybe this guy is splashing into this guy, right? Let's bring him all the way in to where he's splashing into the other guy. It's totally allowed. Right? He's saying hi to his friend. He's meeting his friend. So he's splashing right into the other guy. So this way it doesn't look like rows of waves going across. You're kind of giving them some more shape. And you're having that shadow you put in go under it. Okay, so, and you're going to have a whole lot of fun with this. And then the final detail that you want to do is dots. So I'm going to turn around, and you can, if you have a fluffy brush that has all these spikes on it, see all the spiky things? See all the spikies? If you have a brush that has that, you could totally use that, or you could totally turn around and use a detail brush and do the dots individually. I've done that too because I have OCD. And but I'm going to grab a little bit of water because I need thin white paint. So I'm going to grab a little bit of water and make my white paint nice and thin and smooth. Okay, because we want thin, smooth paint. We need it for the dots and we need it for the water lines on the beach. Okay, so I'm going to wipe my brush off. Hi everybody. How's everybody doing? Everybody having a good time? Yep. And I can't wait. I can't wait till the next Friday's coming up. I can't wait for our how-to butterflies. I can't wait. So now I'm going to dab my spiky brush and the thinned out white paint. I can't wait to see everybody's butterflies and everything else that we're going to be doing. And somebody, where in the world would you, I don't know, oceans and mountains together? Maybe not an ocean, but maybe, hi Christine, maybe like Lake Michigan or something, you know? So maybe it might not be an ocean. Maybe it would be like Lake Michigan, or maybe up in Alaska. Maybe in Alaska. So I got these spikies here, and Maybe like in Alaska or something. And then I'm going to put these dots in. Just like that. So, thin, loose white paint. And you can add all these little dots in. Here, there, not everywhere. It's just another thing to make it look like it's splashing around and having a good old time. So, all those splash ups you did, I would definitely put dots on those. So all the splash ups that you put in, the little flicks upwards, I would put dots where those are. You can do dots coming into here. I forgot to do fluffers on the shoreline here. Let me get some fluffers going on in there. Brighter fluffers. And you could do some splashes coming in off of here if you wanted to. Like that. You know, wherever the water will create these little splash ups. That's where you want to do them. And again, here, there, not everywhere. You know, you don't... They're fun to do, but you don't want to overdo it. You can, like I said, you could also take your detail brush, like Tiny. I could take Tiny and grab the white paint, and I can go in and do, paint them like all individually, like right here. I could turn around and put in these little dots. You could also turn around and have a more controlled curve to something if you want to. So, like let's put some so you can see them like right here. Right? So you can do like these little dots and then do like a little flicky-do. Like that. So, however you want your ocean to be, whatever you want to do. So, I want to show you. So, that is a lot of fun to play with. And I want to show you how to put in. Now, there is, doing this, it can get very intense. And I'm not going to turn around and do the 10 steps to make this be like, I don't think it's necessary. I've seen people do them, and it's like a process, and I don't know what that's about. But we already put our dark area in there when we did the blue, okay? So we already have a shadow being created by the water coming in. You like the splashes on the land? Those are pretty cool, right? And I can make them more defined with the detail brush if I want to. So I can do that. And you can make them do like little squiggles. Whatever you want. Okay? So you want to definitely have a small detail brush or Mr. Nifty. And you want your white paint to be nice and loose. And I'm also going to turn around and make a light blue one. So I'm going to grab a little bit of blue here. And I'm going to make some nice, loose, thin, light blue. Okay? And all you're going to do is do squiggles. So I'm holding my brush back here. And like I said, I left my brush in water. That's why it's, I got all paint on me. You can't see nothing. That's why it's curved. That's from the bottom of the cup, guys. So if you leave your brushes sitting in your water cup, they're going to curve. Because the bottom of the cup is hitting the brush. So, and all you want to, and now your squiggles are going to be really close, and then you get bigger and bigger and bigger, just like we did everything else. Okay, so I'm going to start back here. I'm doing the light blue ones first. And I'm just going to squiggle, very light touch, back and forth. And you have to keep reloading the brush. If you press harder, you're just going to get a fat squiggle. You're not going to get more paint out of the brush. And just go in and out. That's all. That's all you need to do. I'm just using the tip of this brush. And I'm actually using that little curve to my advantage. And you want to make sure your paint is nice and loose and thin. And you can just put these in here. Now, some people turn around and put a shadow underneath every single one of these squiggly lines. But we already made a shadow. Kind of like my hack. I just make one big shadow instead of putting a shadow on all these squiggly lines. So that's kind of what I do. And I'm going to do a splash up right here. I want to do a splash up right there. So this way it covers that edge. So we're going to do a splash up right there. So this way you can't tell, you can't see that corner. And the best blender ever. The best blender ever. Oh yeah. Alright, so now, but doing it in the light blue, and then you could take dark blue, like if you wanted to just grab, like if I just grab blue, like I said, the more details you add to something, the better it comes. So if you wanted to, I'll show you how, but you know, it's really how committed do you want to be. So I'm taking just blue now, and underneath those wiggles, I'm going to add shadow to it. Okay, and then I'm just going to do a little zigzag zoom. So it's really up to you how detailed you want to do this stuff. I mean, you know, some of us, like Lisa V, has the patience to do all the little details. Myself, I'm pretty good, and then I'm not. I'm pretty good, and then I'm not. So, I mean, this is how you do it. You add all these little shade pieces in here that the water would be creating on the ground. So, it's completely personal preference. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to do the same thing with the squiggles, and I'm going to do it with clean white. So again, make sure your white is nice and thin, and have a lot of fun with these, okay? Have a lot of fun. So this is closer to me, so I'm going to bring this out even further. That's a big one right there. And, you know, I definitely should put a shadow under that because it's huge. Alright? And then I'm going to add some more in here. Okay? Now, if you notice, everything's straight across. And then I do the little wiggle piece. Okay? But it's still coming out straight across. I'm not doing lines this way. You have to make sure you're straight across. Water is always across. Okay, so I'm coming out across, and then as I do my wiggle, I get the angle in there. Okay, so you want to make sure that you do straight across. And as you move further back, this is going to be smaller and smaller. See? Nice and tiny. Nice and tiny. Little bits. Just little bits here and there. A little kiss. Just a little smooch. Just a little. Okay? Just like that. And let me, yeah, except when it storms. True, Bonnie. Then the water's going any way it wants. And I'm going to grab my blue, and I'm going to put the shadow under here. Just because I made that so large, I probably need a shadow under there. So, let me do the shadow. And I'm going to zigzag zoom this with, drop my brush. I guess I'm going to zigzag zoom it with something else. Because I just dropped that brush. Alright, so I grabbed Mini Me, which is what you really should zigzag zoom with. So I'm going to zigzag zoom this out. Okay. And there you have it. So, alright guys, that's it. That's ocean landscape, ocean mountains. Mountains, oceans, oceans, mountains. Mountains and oceans. There it is, guys. You're all set. You got everything you need to have to be able to do this. Oh, one last thing. No, you don't. I forgot a step. Whoops. Hold on. Gotta get the brush I dropped. Hold on. Butters is under my feet. There's one more step. Which you can see in my original better. My waves on here are kind of tight. Hi, Tom. You gotta put these in. Okay? They're like the little stream of foam that goes through the waves. So I'm gonna grab the tiny and the white paint. And I don't know, my waves are like really tight on this one. So, but basically, you're just going to follow the arch and do a little wiggle like that. And then it disappears under the wave. So, let's see. I'm going to do it back here because it's the biggest space, but just so you could see the line. So, you want to turn around and follow your curve. And then you could do like a little wiggle like that. And then bring it in. And you could always do a piece that's like connecting to it. Okay, and then you just do some smushing to make it part of the wave. Alright, so that's how you do those. I'll do one here even though there's no wave here. So you want to say there's wave right there. Okay, I'll put it in. There's wave right there. Alright. So what you want to do is you curve the shape of the wave and you can put a little wiggle like that. And you can put in a little connector if you want to that. And you dab, 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 smush, smush, and then it's part of the wave. So they're like foam. They're like water lines of foam in the waves. So, that's what those are. Alright, now we're done. You used to sit and watch the waves during storms in the ocean when you lived in Oregon. Oh, maybe Oregon. Oregon's up in the mountains, right? So, maybe there's ocean and waves in Oregon. Okay. Cindy says, I'd love to be walking along the shoreline about now and looking at those mountains. Yeah, right? Totally. That's one fun thing about painting. You could just create the world. Create a whole new world. Yes, Bonnie, there's oceans with mountains in the background in Oregon. See, there you go. There you go, Sue. Alright. So, I hope you guys had a good time with me tonight. Thank you so much. If you're new to the fam, so happy to have you. So excited. Stars is enabled. I have Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. If anybody would like to send support. If you do hit buttons and send support, if it's over $3, thank you, first of all. Second of all, remember when I said on the top of my page there's a send message? Send me a private message. Don't post it anywhere. Send me a private message of your address. Because, thank you, Lisa B. Yes, I definitely need a hairdresser. And I could send you, you're so welcome, Sandy. I can send you out your free Mr. Nifties. Okay? So I give these as a thank you to anybody who gives me support. But I can't do that if I don't have your address. Alright? And even if you press stars on here tonight, all of that good stuff. So thank you so much, guys, for all of the support. I really, really, really appreciate it. Good night, Sandy. Good night, Lisa B. Good night, everybody. And I hope you had fun. Next Friday is dandelions and butterflies. And next Tuesday is how-to butterflies. So, you guys are going to be all set. And then I'll do, somebody asked me to do, good night, Lisa B. Somebody asked me to do a how-to video on different types of brushes and what they do. So I think I did one of those a long time ago. Do I have one on sunflowers? I know I did Chicks on a Loose was a barn, and it was small little sunflowers though. I'm in my how-to flowers. Thank you so much, Sue, for the stars. In my how-to flowers video, the first one I ever made, like if you go on YouTube, you gotta scroll. I did a sunflower with all the other flowers I did in that video. So there's a how-to, so that it is out there. The sunflower is out there. Thank you so much, Sue. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I enjoyed this. I enjoy this with you guys all the time. So, wouldn't be a good live video if nobody showed up. That would be so sad. I'd be sad. You're welcome, Bonnie. Somebody asked me to do a painting with, I think it was called Wisteria. I don't know. It's a little dangly purple flower. So that's in the works. Bonnie, if you remind me, as summer approaches, since sunflowers are like a summer thing, I could do a paint party with a sunflower more defined. I know I've done sunflowers before. I just don't. I think I did a field of sunflowers. I did a sunflower and a hat too. I did the barn with the chicks on the loose. That was really cute. It was a barn and 3 little chicks, like, escaping. That had sunflowers in it. But remind me, and we could do, like, a sunflower painting. You know what I mean? And anything you guys want to paint, 6,000%. Just hit me up, and I'll write it down. And, you know, and I look at that for my ideas, and I look at that to give you guys what you would like to do. I know some of you like the realistic stuff, some of you like the landscapes and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Some of you like the cutesy stuff. Some of you like the scary stuff. So I try to throw a little bit of everything in the lineup for everybody. Right now it's spring, so that's why you're seeing a lot of flowers. And then and then I have to start doing some patriotic stuff for July 4th. So there's all of that going on, and then, you know, and then, because it's going to be summertime, so then we're going to be seeing the summertime stuff. That's why for June, and also with all the June brides, this is starting to get into the summertime stuff. So, lots of stuffs and stuffs and stuffs. Lots of stuffs. Lots and lots of stuffs. You had a neighbor who had sunflowers that went over the sidewalk and you would bump into them. They get big. They get really big, sunflowers. They really, really do. I know. I got to write that down. I got to write down how-to hummingbird. How-to hummingbird, because you guys want to do a how-to on the hummingbird. Do you want a how-to on the hibiscus, too? Like I did a how-to for the dandelions. Do you want a how-to on the hibiscus? Or, because, you tell me. I mean, I'm going to show you how to paint it that Friday, but I can do a how-to on it also. I mean, the one coming up next Friday, we totally broke it down. I showed you butterflies and dandelions. Sydney says yes, you want the hibiscus how-to too? Okay. Got you. I'm writing it down, guys. And I'm going to put sunflowers down for Bonnie. Bonnie wants a sunflowers painting, so I got that. I got to do, what was it? Wisteria or iris? I don't remember. It was some sort of purple dangle flower somebody asked me for. So I got to make sure I do that. Birds, animals, and realistic people. Birds, animals, and realistic people. I did a how-to birds. I did a how-to animals, but it was the silhouette of animals. And I did the how-to doves. I did the how-to, we're going to do a how-to hummingbird. So now I can start breaking it down into specific birds. But I did an overall how-to birds already. Realistic people. I did a how-to for doing the silhouettes of people, all in different positions. I did a how-to eyes, and I did a how-to nose, and I did a how-to on lips. I just never threw together as doing a painting of the face, because those are really tricky, and I'm going to tell you flat out, I'm not that good at it. Like, let's put it this way. I can do it. I don't like to do it. Because, you know, you get one angle off or one certain thing off. It doesn't look like that person anymore. And also, there's artists out there that are amazing with painting people. So, there's definitely better resources than me for painting realistic people, like painting faces and stuff. I mean, I could show you basics, but when it gets into like having a Rembrandt of a person, that's not me. So, that's up to you guys. I can show you. I did a how-to on eyes. I did a how-to on how to paint a nose. I think I did eyes and lips. I can show you the basics of how to paint a person, but like I said, it's not going to be like Rembrandt, that's for sure. So if you want to see that, I'll do it. I'm just giving you a heads up. That's all. I know the technique behind it. I just, I don't know. Maybe I'm better at it now. It's been a long time since I tried to paint a person, so maybe I'm better at it now. Anyway, that being said, I got to end this so it's a normal time slot. I love you guys. I love my painting fam. Those of you watching the replay, thank you so much. Thank you guys for the support. I really appreciate it. Art supplies aren't free. Dollar Day is coming up, June 1st. I'm going to post Dollar Day. That's where I ask everybody to donate $1 and share all my links. So that's coming up June 1st. So look out for that. And thanks everybody for being here. You know, you all warm my heart. And have fun and go create. Okay? Good night, everybody.